headed up by a group of Denny Kuntz and Rick Howell. The signal was then being bounced off the G-Star 1 satellite and picked up by a downlink satellite dish Earth Station truck parked at UW River Falls. Dan Foreman and Brian Cartwright with commercial uplink from Youngstown, Ohio, operating that end of it, and in Elmira by Paragon Cable and Tony DeMatti. Then at River Falls, Dave Giguere, Dave Heberlein, and Al Murray in television services have been working all week to set up the technical ends of things. The coordination for contract of production crews, satellite time, and the Earth stations were handled at UW River Falls by Mark Kimners, our News Bureau Director. While here at Elmira, Bruce Ryan, the Director of Communications, has coordinated the broadcast. Most importantly, though, is that there is strong support for this project from River Falls Chancellor Gary Thibodeau and Elmira President Tom Meyer. They gave the green light and helped to smooth out a couple of bumps in the road this week. It was a massive task, with a lot of people bending over backwards to help out. We hope you enjoy the product of their efforts.
Keeping his charges in the dressing room just a few extra seconds. As Elmira returned to the ice, just maybe a 10-15 seconds extra. River Falls stepped on the ice for his third period of play. 4-1 Elmira lead after the first two periods of play. Hansen will move the goal to our right. Chris Hansen, the River Falls goaltender. In the, what would be the east goal here in the domes. Tony Mangelo stretching in the west goal.
Falcon fans are trying to cheer their team on right now. All right, they're involved in the game, and I'd like to encourage the fans back home. We're glad to have you with us on this telecast. Got a lot of cooperation from the people out here, and Roy and Brian next to me, I really appreciate your help in this. Doing a fine job so our fans can see our Falcons live. The 200 or 300 that here, we appreciate their support, and we know you guys back home are with us too. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jim. We are set for the third period of play. It should be a wild and woolly one. Both teams full strength as we start the third period of play. Scott for River Falls with Chubb. Trickles into the River Falls zone. Controlled by O'Hara. He's checked. Comes loose. Chase for it. Chubb gets a check. Still at the skates. And finally controlled by River Falls Albert. Bangs it off the boards to Cable. Ahead to Hahn off his stick, but he gets a shot away while prone from the ice. That was Scott with the shot. And we're going to have a penalty right off the top of the third period as River Falls will go on the power play for the next two. Off goes Dan Williams for Elmira. 2 minutes for hooking.
This would be an important power play. If River Falls can get a goal here, they're right back in a hockey game. If Elmira can kill it off and maybe even score the next goal later on, you may see some juggling of lines, and maybe coaches may start to rest some different people. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as we go along.
Steve Hammer in the face-off circle with Elmira's McDonald. Hammer draws it back to the point. Long shot blocked by McDonald and cleared the length of the ice. Back for it, Legou. Picks it up behind his cage. Headman left wing to Scott. Broken up by McDonald. Back to Legou behind the cage. Off the near board, Scott avoids a check up the right wing. Across the blue line, overskated the puck. Will touch it offside.
During the regular season, Roy, on the power play, Aaron Scott would play his normal center position. But with the penalty-killing unit of Elmira, Rick Kozbach has put him back at the point. He's leaving the ice right now, but Tom Niles will take his place. They're very good offensive players, and we feel they can direct our power play from the point. And that's why little change has been made there by Rick Kozbach.
Griffith, Berrigan, and Schaff as the wings flip-flop. Picked up and slapped to the Elmira backboards. And Chubb clears it the length of the ice. Racing back for it, Niles. Whips it up the boards. Albert looks up ice to Niles. Ridden off the puck, recovers to center ice, broken up by Elmira's Chubb, and cleared to the River Falls backboards. Albert, long pass, way up ice for Berrigan. Steers it into the corner. Picard for Elmira. Up the boards, kept in Albert. And cleared the length of the ice by Picard on goal. Niles back for it behind his own cage with 35 seconds remaining. River Falls power play. Albert up the right wing, across the blue line. Albert in the corner, looks out in front, poke checked away to center ice. Niles backs up for it. 20 seconds remaining. River Falls power play. Niles at center ice, across the blue line. At the point, steers it along the boards. Still with the puck in the corner. Loose puck at the backboards, picked up. Pass out in front, all the way back to an open point to center ice, and Niles picks it up for River Falls. As Elmira returns to full strength, long shot by Niles, save by Mangelo, and he holds on for a face-off to his right. 4-1 the score remains. Elmira leading the hockey game.
An excellent job by Elmira on a penalty killing, and I think they have some set pairs versus Chubb and Curry, and McDonald is out there quite a bit. And they take a great deal of pride in their ability to kill penalties. This is obviously a very important time for that as well.
17:23 remaining, third period. This is a 3-game series. River Falls winning last night comfortably. Tonight, they trail Elmira 4-1. Right point, shot, save, rebound, oh, he fanned on it. Another shot is saved, rebound shot off the side of the cage. Centering pass out in front. The red light does not come on, sticks in the air, but no red light. We'll wait and see. I didn't see an official indication in any way. Take a look at it. Oh, quite clearly, Mangelo was able to cover up. .17:08 remaining, third period of play. River Falls trailing by 3. Elmira 4, River Falls 1.
The Falcons had a little bit of a flurry there. The first time they've shown that in a little while. Couldn't put it away, though.
Griffith on the draw with Dixon. Into the corner. Williams trying to tie it up for Elmira with Berrigan. Steered to center ice. Taken by Elmira. Nelson. Offside at the blue line, play call. 16:50 remaining. Both teams are skating so much better tonight than they did last night. Particularly, obviously, looking at the scoreboard, Elmira.
It seems to be much more flow to the play and not as much activity after the whistle. It just makes for a much better hockey game.
Yeah, none of the little chippy stuff after the whistle by either team. Elmira controlling in their own zone. Left point kept in by O'Hara. Into the far corner, Scott. Right point, Albert. Shot wide. O'Hara off the boards into the corner. So pass out in front, taken away by Elmira. Across the blue line, Zaranek. Pass out in front and shot it just off the side of the cage. And back comes River Falls. Cable. Pass out in front. Albert, a shot just wide. Scott looking at it, side of the cage, fallen on by Mangelo. And he holds on for a face-off to his left. 16:02 remaining, third period.
just mention Aaron Scott, our sophomore center from Vanderhoof, British Columbia, has 28 goals, 46 assists this year for the Falcons for 74 points. Those 46 assists and 74 points are school records. Aaron is, I've been at River Falls 12 years. I think he's the most exciting hockey player we've had there since I've been there. Just a fine young man.
Hansen for River Falls, Chubb for Elmira in the face-off circle. Chubb takes it away. Ahead, left wing, Chiapelli to Curry. Steers it to the backboards. And picked up by Solon. Headmans it, can't be found, kept in. Chiapelli. Chiapelli's centering pass into the slot. Loose puck, and back comes River Falls. Straight up ice. Goes Legou, the defenseman. Long shot saved by Mongillo. Circling in the far corner is Hansen. Hansen centering pass into the slot, broken up by Elmira. Up the right wing, Picard, the defenseman in deep. Centering pass right through the crease, far boards. Chiapelli fighting for it. With River Falls, Nelson. Taken away by Legou. His headman pass. Ulbin ridden off the puck. Ulbin recovers, sends it to the blue line. And back comes Elmira. On right wing, McDonald, long shot wide of the cage. Elmira changing on the fly. Steered to center ice. To the Elmira blue line. Marinaro backhands it. And taken away by Albert. Poke checked away at center ice. Controlled by O'Hara. O'Hara looks up ice. Ahead to Niles. Niles, backhand centering pass. He's hauled down. Into the near corner, McReynolds. Taken away by Elmira. Back to center ice. Haviland dumps it in the corner. Elmira again quickly changing on the fly. Quick line changes for the Elmira squad. Little action after the play. Left wing. O'Hara shot, score! Mike O'Hara picking up River Falls' second goal of the evening, brings them within 2 with 14:20 remaining in the third period of play. Here comes O'Hara. You can see him up the left wing. He'll just wind up and fire it. Just beat Mongillo over the left shoulder.
A fine shot by O'Hara. It seemed Mongillo might have been screened a little bit, but it was an excellent shot right up over his glove and up into the top corner.
The River Falls fans here in the domes. A bit more to cheer about. 14:20 remaining, third period, a 2-goal hockey game. Elmira 4, River Falls 2. Hammer for River Falls, face-off circle with Morrissey. River Falls controlling Legou. Intercepted center ice, Swarbrick. Sends it to the backboards. Legou overskated the puck, near corner, fought for. Still a scramble for it. Banis out in front, a backhand shot, off a leg, loose puck, far corner, taken by McReynolds. He sends it the length of the ice, icing, waved on, they call it. And we'll have a face-off back in the River Falls zone. No, they don't call it icing. I beg your pardon. They waved it off. High sticking call.
O'Hara got that goal. Mike O'Hara for the Falcons, the sophomore from North Vancouver. That's his 5th goal of the year, unassisted.
13:53 remaining. Third period. And Elmira just punched the length of the ice. It's on Hansen. Steers it to the side of his cage for Kelly. Elmira keeping in at the point. Knocked down into the slot. Dixon, a shot just wide. As Zanarek reaching for the deflection, couldn't get it. Zanarek dumps it behind the cage. Picked up by Best. Elmira player goes down, and we're going to have a penalty to River Falls. Off will go Jeff Schaff on a trip, I believe, with 13:27 remaining.
Another big opportunity now for Elmira. If they can score a goal here, it could put the game out of reach. And as I mentioned earlier, maybe they can start to do some resting of players for a mini game. Of course, it's early, but we'll watch and see.
Scott, Albert. See who the rest of the penalty killers are. O'Hara, who just got the River Falls goal, and Berrigan, penalty killing for River Falls. As carrying into the River Falls zone is Williams. In the near corner, Baines back behind the cage. Loose puck at the side of the cage. And O'Hara comes up the left wing. O'Hara across the blue line, shot wide. Scott picks it off the far boards. And back comes Elmira. Straight up the ice, Morrissey. Morrissey met at the blue line. Chappelli keeps it in. Into the corner, off to the boards. Back to center ice comes the puck, and Scott clears it to the center ice red line. Elmira controlling. 1:02 remaining. Soaring Eagles power play. A scramble for it, and a shot gotten away by Albert. Didn't get good wood on it. I beg your pardon, it wasn't Albert, it was Cable. Elmira comes to center ice, dumps it to the River Falls backboards. Flicked off the boards, into the crowd, play called. And a souvenir for a River Falls fan. Face off in the circle to the right of goaltender Hansen. 41 seconds remaining. Elmira power play. River Falls trying to change penalty killers here. The referee says no. Scott goes back to the bench. Gordy Hahn. Now Berrigan goes off. Cable on the draw with Doherty. Puck is dropped. Controlled. A shot just wide. Fallen on the side of the cage by Hansen for another face-off to his right with 37 seconds remaining in the Elmira power play.
The Falcons will get their change now. Aaron Scott comes out at center. Mark Berrigan up front. Mike O'Hara and John Albert will be the defensive pairings.
Scott looking for the draw from Doherty. Doherty gets it, and a shot is off a stick, off the boards. Punched into the corner, picked up by Albert, and cleared the length of the ice. 25 seconds remaining, Elmira power play. Carley behind his own net. Swings in front of the cage. Deflected off the stick of Albert, back into the corner. Carley picks it up. Again, into the air it comes. And now, the Soaring Eagles control to center ice. To Juronic. Scott picks it up off the boards. Off a stick, out of the rink, play called. As River Falls returns to full strength with 11:25 remaining in this third period of play. Elmira leading the hockey game 4-2.
Well, I think Elmira looked a little tentative on that power play. I think they were more concerned about allowing River Falls to get a break on the man down as opposed to going for the juggler, so to speak. And this is not a time to get conservative. I think they have to get back and play with a little more intensity and take the game to River Falls more.
Both teams full strength. Solon up the right wing, steers it to the Elmira backboards. Picked up there by Nelson. He's checked. Fought for in the corner. Comes up the board, centering pass. A shot off a stick out of the rink again. And play is called.
That was a case of Mongillo had no idea where that puck was. He didn't see the shot coming, and luckily it was deflected and out of play.
Face off to the right of Mongillo as River Falls makes a change. Defensively, Kelly and Best. With the Griffith, Schaff, Berrigan line. Griffith and Marinaro on the draw. First line for Elmira. Puck kept in at the point. Into the corner. Pass comes right in front of Mongillo, but cleared into the corner. Still fought for there. Behind the cage, centering pass out in front, knocked down by McDonald. Still behind the cage, whipped around the boards and hops to center ice. Backing up and controlling, Kelly sends it into the Elmira zone, sent right back to center ice, off a stick. We're going to have a penalty on Elmira here. Delayed penalty on Elmira. They'll touch the puck. The whistle sounds. And River Falls power play. With 10:29 remaining in the third period of play, River Falls with an opportunity to move within one. River Falls power play will have Hammer at center. McReynolds on right wing. Hable on left wing. The left point is Legou. The right point, Scott. And from the face-off, Elmira. Carley clears it to the River Falls backboards. Legou behind his own cage. To Scott. Good speed up the right wing across the blue line. Ridden to the boards, recovers into the corner. Scott stops. His pass comes on an Elmira stick and steered by Chubb to center ice. Curry up the right wing. Curry trying to move out in front, is just pressured to the backboards as the loose puck came off the side of the cage. Back come River Falls. Both teams skating well here at center ice. Cleared back to center ice by Elmira. Goes the length of the ice. 1:15 remaining. Sent into the Elmira zone. Cannot be kept in at the left point. Sent the length of the ice. Albert backs up for it. Albert to Schaff. Back to Albert. To Varigan. Varigan up the left wing. Across the Elmira blue line. Stops. Niles at the left point. Looks toward the cage. Winds up. Trying to shoot through the screen of Morrissey. And it comes off Morrissey's pad. Back to center ice to Niles. Schaff fighting for it. To Varigan. Into the corner. Back to Niles at the blue line. Near boards. Back to Niles. Niles to his right. To Albert. Back to Niles at the deep slot. Niles takes a shot. Save in the belly by Mongillo, and he holds on for a face-off with 22 seconds remaining. We're going to have another penalty to Elmira for cross-checking. Off will go Tom Morrissey, and a two-man River Falls advantage for 22 seconds. Take a look at it here.
Hard, I couldn't see from here, Roy, whether it was, but very inopportune time to take another penalty here. It's could be very dangerous at this point.
Now the Falcons will, for the first time tonight, have that two-man advantage. 22 seconds on the first penalty to Marinero, but then they'll have another minute and some to go on the 5-on-4 advantage. See if they can take advantage of it.
Elmira penalty killers: McDonald, Nelson, Williams. Williams trying to clear right point. Scott. Shot. Oh, off the post. No, the red light comes on. They said it was in. And River Falls moves within one with a two-man advantage. They still have 1:55 one-man advantage. 8:46 remaining. Third period. A one-goal hockey game, 4-3. Scott with a shot from the right point.
I was going to mention earlier, Roy, that on the previous power play, earlier in that power play, River Falls seemed a little hesitant to take the shots, and they had people in front of the screen. This time, there was no doubt he took that puck, and it was a great shot right on the ice. I don't know if it was deflected, but it was just a great shot.
Face-off, center ice, River Falls, one-man advantage now. Legou circling in his own zone to Cable. To his right to Scott. Scott still in his own zone. Back to Legou. To Scott off the far boards. Ahead into the Elmira zone in the far corner. Ridden to the board. Scott controlling. Scott behind the cage. Scott for River Falls. Play called. And off go. Aaron Scott for River Falls. Oh, I beg your pardon. It's not Aaron Scott. Steve Hammer goes off. Well, if you're a River Falls fan, if you had to choose between Hammer and Scott, better Hammer, I would think. Scott has been very impressive the latter part of the second period and here in the third period for River Falls. 8:23 remaining. Each team will skate even for 1:32, and then Elmira will have a 28-second power play. Puck at center ice. Controlled by O'Hara. For River Falls across the Elmira blue line. Into the slot of Schaff, a shot wide. Carley spins it around the boards. Albert keeps it in. Dumps it in the corner. O'Hara. His centering pass. Chappelli there for Elmira. Chappelli looks up ice. And hands it to Carley. Carley, long shot wide of the River Falls cage. Another shot, no good. Wood into the far corner. Kicked along the boards by O'Hara. Ahead to Schaff. Schaff. To center ice to Griffith. Griffith trying to split the defense. Loose puck and delayed penalty on River Falls. At the bench is Mongillo. Puck sent into the far corner. Will be touched by Soland. Play called. Cross-checking the call on Griffith.
Boy, we did get that scoring on that previous goal. It was tipped out up front. They gave the goal to Steve Hammer with Aaron Scott and Joe Legou picking up the assist. So it was Hammer from Scott and Legou on that third Falcon goal.
Determined that was a deflection, huh?
Yes, they did.
The 4-on-3, you'll find it could be even more dangerous in a 5-on-4 situation, and Elmira's got some excellent people out here to execute their plays.
Haviland toward the cage after getting his own draw. Taken away by River Falls Legou and cleared the length of the ice. Elmira power play. Chappelli. Chappelli across the blue line. Chappelli dumps it in the corner, knocked down there. Left point Williams, far board intercepted by Niles, taken away and passed to the deep slot. All comes back to center ice. Elmira will have to regroup. Williams into the corner. Williams centering pass on in front, shot, score! Mike Haviland picking up Elmira's 5th goal on the power play. Take a look. This is Williams. Back to Haviland. Beautiful pass from Williams.
A real great play on the outside. Danny Williams was very offensive-minded defenseman. Took it wide. Haviland, as he does so well, goes to the net, stick in position, and a fine pass out in front, a one-time shot, and it's a goal.
Sign in the crowd across the way says the Eagles have landed. 6 minutes, 48 seconds remaining in this third period. And don't forget, if you're an Elmira fan, don't start celebrating. Even if this game ends the way it is, and it's only a 2-goal game here in the third period, that just evens things. Then, both teams go into a 15-minute mini-game. Anything can happen. Carley with the puck for Elmira. To Zaranek. To Banas. His shot wide. Loose out in front. Deep slot. Zaranek. Far board. Still Elmira on the power play for another 1:05. Side of the cage. Loose. Picked up and controlled. And finally cleared the length of the ice by O'Hara for River Falls. Zaranek. Long pass to Banas, hanging up at the River Falls blue line. Poked away. Touched with a high stick by Berrigan. Play called. 37 seconds remaining. Elmira power play. 6:05 remaining. Third period of play. 5-3 the score. Elmira leading the hockey game.
No doubt that's a big goal right now, and I think Elmira knows that. I think they're going to play with a little more intensity for their remaining 6 minutes here, and I think they're in pretty good shape right now.
Chubb and Scott on the draw. Scott gets it, and it's cleared the length of the ice by River Falls. Elmira, long pass to the River Falls blue line, broken up by Soland. Sent right back in the Elmira zone to center ice. Chappelli across the blue line to Chubb. Chubb turned behind the cage. Chubb in the far corner, back to the point. Long shot, blocked by the sprawling Verrigan. Sent out in front, knocked down with a glove hand, but no call. Now finally one of the officials call. Yep, hand pass. Could see that one clearly from here. Play called face-off outside the River Falls blue line. 5:31 remaining in this third period. A 2-goal lead for Elmira. 3 seconds remaining on their power play.
I think you'll be watching now. You'll watch the Elmira players back checking. There's not going to be anybody quitting on that, as well as the forecheck. But they're always going to have a man in position to come back, and I'm sure he's going to be picking up his man.
Puck at center ice. Sent to the River Falls backboards. Albert loses it side of the cage. Backhand shot just wide. Another centering pass out in front. Taken away by River Falls. Up ice comes Albert. To his right to McReynolds across the blue line. Shot. Ooh, out of position was Mongillo, but got a piece of it. The shot might have been wide. Back comes the puck to the point. Doherty circles and hangs it to Juronic. Across the blue line. Juronic shot wide, high and wide. Kept in at the point. Shoveled into the corner. Chasing it into the corner. 2 players go down. Juronic. And River Falls controlling Albert. Niles at center ice to McReynolds, right wing, deflected to the backboards as River Falls changing on the fly with 4.5 minutes remaining in this third period. Elmira's Haviland loses at center ice. Taken by River Falls. Kelly dumps it to the Elmira backboards. Into the corner. Race for it. McDonald comes up with it for Elmira. The best trying to keep it in right point, does say the officials to the Elmira backboards. Upwood, right point, kept in. Steered to center ice by Chappelli. To Haviland. Haviland shot, just reaching back at the last second, was Hansen for River Falls. Hansen steers it ahead, mans it. Nelson across the blue line, ridden off the puck, loose puck near corner. Shoveled behind the cage. Up the boards, left point, kept in. Into the far corner for Ulven. Ulven. Lagoo keeps it at the point. Left point to Solon. Solon shot. Oh, just off the pads of Mongillo. Covered up? No, we're going to have a delayed penalty here. Racing back for it. Solon into his own zone will touch the puck. Delayed penalty on Elmira. Solon dumps it to the Elmira backboards. Goaltender Mongillo touches it, and play is called for holding.
Smart play by Solon. He was tired, and he just dumped the puck in to force a face-off in the Elmira zone with the delayed penalty.
Mongillo made a great save coming down. I don't remember who the Falcon was, but had a good shot on that. But Mongillo got a quick glove on the puck and stopped that with a fine glove save.
3:17 remaining in this third period. River Falls power play for the next 2. Elmira leading the hockey game 5-3. Is dropped in the far corner. Carley trying to tie it up. Taken away by River Falls. Centering pass off the side of the cage. Chubb picks it up far corner under some pressure from Cable. Near side. Left point to Lagoo. Off the boards into the corner. Comes back to the point and kept in by Lagoo. Pass out in front to Scott. Scott off the boards, falls down. And Elmira breaks out with a 2-on-1. Chubb. Chubb was racing for the slot. It's Curry. Chubb pass broken up by the back-checking Lagoo. Picking it off the boards for River Falls Hammer. Long pass up ice to Scott. Scott flicks it into the corner, picks it up himself. Overskated the puck, but hands it up to Cable. Cable off the board. Scott can't reach it. Picked up by Elmira. Scott comes up with it. Scott to the point. Back to Legault. Shot saved by Mangelo. Another shot is wide of the cage and bounces the length of the ice off the backboards. 2 minutes remaining in this third period. 41 seconds remaining in the River Falls power play. River Falls breaking out. Up ice comes Griffith. He's checked. Niles across the blue line. Pump checked away, and McDonald comes back for Elmira. Across the River Falls blue line. Back checking Niles for River Falls. Circles in front of his own cage and bursts up ice across the red line, across the blue line. He's hauled down. There will be a penalty at Elmira. A shot is saved by Mangelo. Play called. There will be a 10-second two-man advantage for River Falls with 1:27. They'll end the third period on the power play. Off will go Morrissey for tripping.
Roy, Elmira's done just a great job killing the penalties, but they can only kill so many, and you can just tell that their penalty killers are starting to get tired, especially their defense, because there's a lot of activity in front of that net. And you watch the defense, they're hanging their heads a little bit here because they're getting very, very tired.
Well, sometime in the second period, you were saying something about maybe a few penalties against Elmira here, so we'll blame it on you. 10-second two-man advantage for River Falls. Deep slot Albert. Berrigan shot. Oh, he did not get good wood on it. Elmira returns one man to the ice. The play is called. A hooking call on River Falls. Is it Berrigan? Yes. River Falls throwing away. Oh, wait a minute. We'll wait and see what it is. Off goes Schaff. Berrigan just arguing the call in his role as captain. River Falls, unfortunately, throwing away the remaining 1:15 power play. Now, hold on to your hats. The way it looks now, we're going to have a 15-minute mini game. It appears we'll have a 1-1 tie in games. This is the best 2 out of 3 series. The third game, a 15-minute mini game. It is not sudden death. The puck sent to the River Falls backboards, and icing is called on Elmira. It is not any sudden death situation. If this format is new to you, it is 15 minutes. And if at the end of that 15-minute period the score remains tied at whatever, then we go into 10-minute sudden death periods until a winner is determined. This is for the national championship. Scott looking for the draw. Comes off a stick and high and wide of the Elmira cage. A minute remaining in this third period of play at center ice with the puck is Legault. Legault across the blue line, taken by Scott, far boards. He sits, Scott recovers, sends it in the slot. Legault, shot, saved by Mangelo. He holds on and looks to the heavens.
Well, he looked, first time around, he looked behind him, and then he didn't see the light on, so then he knew he had the puck. Another big save there.
Here, we can take a look at it. Scott will come up with it here. Out in front of Legault. And Mangelo looks behind him and then looks skyward.
That's an important area right there, that 5 or 6 feet inside the blue line. That's what they call the gray area. And that's an area you have to have the puck out of your zone. Otherwise, things like that will happen. The flow of play is going one way. It ends up coming back to the front of your net with a 2-on-1 or 3-on-1. Great save by Mangelo, though. Big save.
45 seconds remaining. Picked off the boards, kept in, and steered to center ice. Out of his cage comes Hansen to flick it off the boards ahead. And we're going to have another penalty on Elmira for slashing with 29 seconds remaining in this third period. Off goes Zoronic. Face-off just inside the Elmira blue line. Hansen about 15 yards in front of his cage. He'll be looking toward the bench if River Falls can gain possession, and he heads for the bench. River Falls' net is empty. A shot saved by Mangelo, and he holds on for a face-off to his left. 22 seconds remaining.
They'll keep Hansen out of the goal now. Going for the man advantage right now, or a couple man advantage, I guess, as it lines up. Rick Kozelback talking with Steve Hammer over there, directing him on what he wants to do with this face-off.
22 seconds remaining. Third period of play. A 5-3 lead for Elmira. And River Falls on the power play. This is Hammer on the draw.
5-on-3.
Lines up with McDonald. Drawn back to the point and cannot be kept in by Legou. Off the board to Niles. Back into the Elmira far corner with 13 seconds remaining. And cleared to center ice by the Soaring Eagles. Niles, a long shot. Saved by Mangelo. 4 seconds. You can hear the crowd chant it down. 1. The game is over, and we are tied at 1 game apiece for the national championship. This is wonderful because the fans of both teams are cheering. Last night, a resounding defeat of Elmira by River Falls. Tonight, a 5-3 Elmira victory. We are going to go to a 15-minute so-called mini game to decide the national championship. Don't you go away. It's going to be tremendously exciting. The teams are heading to the dressing rooms for certainly well-needed rests. This will be a tense 15 minutes. How do you play it? You play, don't give up the goal. The offensive breaks will come, but don't make the defensive mistake. So, after 2 hockey games on a Friday night and a Saturday night in upstate New York, we are tied at 1 game apiece. We'll take a brief pause here with the games tied at 1 apiece from the Domes in Elmira, New York. This is NCAA Championship Hockey.